Welcome back to Transit Wordle, and welcome back to Where Is That? Let's go ahead and play. What do we have today on this map? First, looking at the rail infrastructure, we see decent amount. Looks like it actually fans mostly out to the northwest of the city center. So let's keep that in mind as we start layering other things on here. Okay. These are always interesting when you've got a metro system that's more than just one line, and I would say probably more than two lines, but also not super extensive where it's just an obvious giveaway that this is a city with 10 million plus. I do wonder if this is this just a depot spur line here? How long does this line actually go out before it stops its revenue service? Not really sure. That also could be some sort of airport deal going on there. Let's keep going. Do we have any light rail? We do not. Do we have any trams? We do. Okay, so this is a city that's almost kind of half tram, half light or subway. That's always interesting. Not a guarantee that this is Europe, but whenever your tram to subway ratio is roughly 50-50, I'm kind of leaning towards Europe, or at least not North America. Let's see, what do the highways look like? All right, so we've got kind of a expanding network down here that seems to be concentrated in the city center. I wonder if there is like a coastline here. This seems like it's a pretty well defined spot where there's just not a lot going on. Let's keep going. Do we have any rivers? We still don't know. The river layer seems to be a little worse than some of the other ones in terms of popping in and out. Okay, we don't have a bunch going on. There's something here. I wonder if this is just kind of part of the coastline, though. Also interesting how... What's going on here? These are the freeways, so you wouldn't expect to see like a depot or something. That is fascinating. Let's keep going and see what's the deal there. Lakes and reservoirs. Do we have any? We've got a few. I don't really care about any of these lakes, though. I don't. Oh, never mind. Never mind. This is a huge lake over here, and that seems like that ought to be a pretty decent clue. Okay, let's keep that later on. Let's put the coastline on. I am kind of expecting maybe there's something here. Maybe not. What do we have? Come on. Let's go on. Yes. All right. We are in a coastal city. And just as I expected, the coast abuts over here onto the city. We've got, looks like some ports. This doesn't look like necessarily a good spot to go to the beach. Although very metro accessible, so there's always that. But where are we? We've got a coast to the west. And if we are in Europe, then my guess so far is that this is obviously a city that is near the coast, like maybe Spain or Portugal, or this could be the Mediterranean. I don't know. This could be a completely different spot on the world too. Let's see if the airport provides any more information. Interesting that the airport kind of juts into this lake. It looks to be a medium-sized airport. It seems like it's a reasonable airport size based on the size of the city. Very presumptuous, I suppose, but that's just what it seems like to me. So let's put all the clues together and make a guess now. We've got rail that follows the coastline up here. We've got another spur that very annoyingly doesn't quite get you to the airport, although it looks like maybe there's some sort of people mover or connection there. We've got a decently well at least, matured freeway system. Not saying that's a good thing, but we definitely have that. We've got medium amount of subway that kind of cuts through the city core. It does look like a pretty sprawling city though, because, I mean, maybe it's just because the airport's out here and the way that the freeways are put together, but it looks like there's a lot of suburbs up to the north here. But it also looks like it's a very industrial city because we've got a bunch of stuff going on here. So, I don't really know where we are. I'm gonna guess something random, and we'll see if it sticks. I'm kind of feeling that this could be Mediterranean, but I don't really know where. I mean, could this be Izmir on the coast of Turkey? I think this is one of my go-to guesses when I don't really know where we are and I'm trying to narrow things down. But it does seem like it could maybe fit. So let's try that and see if we're anywhere close. No, okay, we're a little bit close, but not that much. So we're about 1,200 miles off, and we need to go to the west. So where would that take us? 1,200 miles west of Izmir. So I've gotten burned with this before, because I'm imagining this is probably in Europe, but it's possible it's northern Africa. But the way that the coastline kind of comes up and approaches from the west, and specifically the southwest, seems like this is unlikely to be like, you know, Tunisia or Algeria. I know it's not Algeria. I did that one already, and it didn't look like this. So, I mean, could this be somewhere in Italy? Or maybe the coast of France? Could this be Nice? No, I don't think so. Nice has more of a direct southern approach to the coastline. So why don't we try somewhere in Italy, and we'll see if that gets us a little closer. I mean, could this be Naples? I don't think so. I think the airport in Naples is a little bit more to the west, or I guess the east. I don't know. Let's guess Naples, and let's see if that's getting us close. Okay, we are definitely closer, but we need to keep going. 486 miles is still a decent amount, so I don't think that we're in Italy. But what is 486 miles to the west of Naples? I'm going to take a clue. Let's look at the country. I mean, could this be something like Gibraltar or like Casablanca or something off the northern tip of Africa? No, this is in France. Although this could be one of those weird French ones where it's like an outlying territory. I don't think so, though. This looks much too big for that. Could this be Marseille? Marseille does have a coastline. It is a very industrial space. I remember when I was there, although that was like 10 years ago, it struck me as being like very, very industrial. So I'm going to guess that, and we'll see if that's anywhere close. Yes, that was it. Great. Okay, well, a fun one today. Hope you enjoyed it as well, and I'll see you next time.